it's funny?
Yeah.
I'm not this person anymore. I don't hate my father anymore. And he knows that.
Let's go! One more baby girl and baby boys. Welcome to Healing and Humour. Yo, guys, today is such a special episode.
Yes.
Guys, today's episode is for every guy that's ever doubted his self-worth, that's ever doubted his grind. The message is you are enough. Welcome to the episode. We have a very special guest, one of my favorite comedians, a local comedian, international comedian. Yo, a father, a son, multi-award winning comedian, Tsitsi Chiumya!
What an intro!
I got you. Say yes, I got you.
Yeah.
But before we get into all the madness and all the jokes, like, you know, I just want to find out, like, how are you doing? You know, not just physically, but, you know, mentally and emotionally. You know, because that's a very important question.
That's a very deep first question.
Yeah, excuse.
Because you want to say, how are you? I'm good. Nah, and the thing is that I want to be honest with you, so it might take a while to explain. Physically, I'm great. You know, I jogged this morning. I do about 5Ks. I mean, I do about 6Ks in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes?
So try to beat that. But mentally, I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. I recently started doing therapy because I wanted to do some, you know, when you go
self-introspection.
When you're trying to actually be happy. Because you know, a lot of things that I've accumulated, I thought would make me happy. But then I'm starting to realize that achieving half of those things is not making me happy. So then I'm like, hey, if half of this dream is not making me happy, what will? Because I know the full thing just brings more stress. Because you know, more work, more problems, more everything. So I think I'm getting there. But to answer your question, I'm okay. You know,
that's good.
I'm okay. Holistically, I think I'm okay. You know, everything is working well. Everything is doing fine. I just need to be well aware of where I am in order to be able to fully immerse myself in those blessings. Otherwise, it's just gonna happen to you, and every single blessing is gonna just feel like
positive. You don't even realize how much you've achieved.
Bro, you have no idea how many things I've let go, I've let just pass because I was just focused on the wrong things, focused on the wrong people, focused on the wrong idea of what it's supposed to do for me. So that's what it is right now. Right now, I'm just trying to be within myself so that I can be myself when I meet other people, when I do for other people, when I encounter other spaces. Even when I talk to you, I want to be as Tsitsi as possible. I don't want you to meet the idea of me that you might have. You know, I want you to say, he's like this, or like whatever it is. I just want you to meet me. I don't want you to you know, because I've had to do so many things. I've had to put in so many masks for so many things. So I don't want you to or so can Tsitsi mo bra and
Yo, Tsitsi, that was very honest. Thank you.
Oh
yeah. Not a lot of people are open about how they're really doing. You know, we just say we're fine. I mean, we move past like I'm good.
Because it used to take so long. In the past, people you're like, how are you?
Talk on the street.
Then it's like, hey, you know what? We need to struggle this thing. How are you? I'm good.
You know those it's not telling you about the family, the kids.
The struggles. It's like 100 people. 100 people greet each other for a long time.
In Limpopo, that's what it is. So, after that, I want to live like that. I'd rather engage with people that I really want to know how they're doing.
True.
Than just engage with anybody, you know, like you know, Mojosi, watching China, like, man, when you go to, like, you know, the homesteads or the less metropolitan areas, you can connect with people, you know. I grew up knowing my neighbors, I grew up knowing everybody in my street.
It's tough,
It's tough, bro.
I haven't seen my neighbor in 6 months.
You understand? And you probably hear each other, you know, doing weird things. You know?
Whoa! Okay, it's fine.
You even hear different sounds, you know. My neighbor is on. This guy, you know. So yeah, I can say I really care about the people I say I care about.
Yeah.
Or the things I say I care about.
No, that's good. Tsitsi, I want to tell you something. Do you know how long I've been a fan of yours? Tsitsi, I can't let this slide. Yeah, Kitty. But hey, man, you tap in.
Like,
no.
Yes,
I can friends for everyone.
It grow another 4 for me.
What is this? I'm drinking it's fruit juice.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I got you. Yo, Tsitsi, I've been following you since MTV We Got God.
Really?
MTV You Got God. Yeah. When you told us for Oscar.
Yes,
I can't remember the girl's name.
Which girl now?
No. It was a lady, a girl. She was part of your gang. In the MTV.
Yes, Healing.
Yes, Healing. Yo, that's how long I've been following you for.
Man.
Yo, dude, like having you here is, I don't know, it feels so surreal,
shit,
man. But once again, thank you so much for coming, man. Yo. But Tsitsi, I don't wanna, you know, take a detour out of what you've just said. Like, you've said a lot of plenty stuff, eh? And
a lot of plenty stuff,
you know, it's good news, you know. Ask 2 kids when they're lingo, eh?
Man,
don't just speak.
How are you?
How are you? You know what I'm just ask you, how are you? Yeah. So, I've actually been wondering, like, you've mentioned that, you know, like, mentally it hasn't been, you know, the best season you've been fighting. So, I've always wondered, like, you're the person that's always, you know, lighting up the room, you know, you know, brightening up everyone's day. Like, who brightens yours? Like, who makes the funny man laugh? You know, I want to talk about that.
You laugh?
Yeah, like who makes, you know, who makes
I have a lot of friends that like make me laugh, you know, but it's a good balance of things, you know, like a lot of things make me laugh. TikTok,
Wow, okay, so you're the same FYP.
I like a lot of Ugandan humor.
Oh, really?
You know, the economy is going.
I know it.
So yeah, those kinds of things. So I just try to expose myself to as many light-hearted stuff. Because I mean, it's not like I'm like depressed or whatever. It's just like right now when you know this is sharp or Nandik is sharp, not this sharp, but. Yeah, man, like I chill with a lot of my family. Only like my mom is very funny. I chill with my mom, friends. I have really funny friends. I want like funny for funny. My friendship group, you guys are great, man. But
actually funny.
But my friend group is like one of those guys, and a lot of my friends, you know, we try and push like healthy traits to one another. We work together, we do business together, and we grow together as brothers, you know, as brothers and sisters, and church. I go to a church a lot. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Man.
Yeah, I know it doesn't look like it, but
no. You look like a pastor even.
How?
I want to see you look like a Chiumya. I'm seeing that. I want to go and come out. You look like a pastor.
I see.
Did you say you're interested in acting at some point?
I am. I mean, I'm with the actress.
Yes, congratulations. I think you guys are.
My baby. Actually, my son, bro. My son is my biggest.
He's a baby boy.
Yeah, my son is the biggest. my biggest pride and joy.
Ah, that's
Like,
beautiful.
and I can tell he's going to be, fine. You come on or I'm fun. Finally, as chocolate, but
Sign language,
yeah, I think I'm not good at sign language. But about
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
So yeah, man, fanula, obliged. Once a week.
Okay. Welcome to Fatherhood, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you there?
I told you my kids are here right now.
Hey.
They're waking here.
Oh, hey, that means you've been here a long time. Yo,
I'm eating gracefully. I'm eating gracefully. You must be careful around the corner. There's one that looks exactly like me.
Hey.
They are not getting either.
Come on.
You see? That's why I feel. You see him?
Okay.
Yeah? I just, since not everyone grows facially, what's the problem? Since I'm one of those people that doesn't grow facially.
But it's not like in my tree.
Since I'm old.
Really? But yeah, man, fatherhood is one of those things, bro. It's dope. I love it. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but so far so good. So far so good. Healthy son. His name is Selemo. Yeah, Selemo. It means summer. Or season in Tswana. So for me and my partner, it was for Selemo Satna Spiti. So our season has arrived. That's in Tswana, and then in Pedi it's just my summer has arrived. So it's like a good time.
I was gonna be a poet. My summer has arrived.
Poetry.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to tell you, I feel like you guys are such a beautiful combo, eh?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, because the character on the river,
yeah,
she was hilarious as Beauty.
Yeah,
she was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
She's funny.
Is she funny?
She is funny. I think we have our own sense of humor.
Who's funny? She's gonna watch this, remember?
Definitely. I think no. I'm trying to think about it.
It's her, eh?
Yeah,
dinner must be here. Actually, you wanna eat dinner, so we're not gonna say too much about it. But Tsitsi, I've heard every comedian say that there's someone at home that is actually funnier than them.
Yes.
Do you have that also?
All my family members.
What?
Yeah, bro. I think, and I've always said this, that I think my talent was always turning the stories into comedy.
Ooh.
So for Gone, it's like, some people are just naturally funny.
Yeah.
They're naturally out there. Nah, I don't think I was that. I was the butt of the jokes in my family. Still today, they still say, I'm not a comedian, but I'm more. And they're right, bro. Like, in those contexts, they're much older. I have
stories there.
moments here and there.
Yeah.
And I also try not to think about it. Also, like, I didn't grow up as the funny kid or in there. I was just able to contextualize what they were doing into comedy.
Yeah.
And I started falling in love with comedy, and then I started seeing certain things. Well, now they can't see those things as jokes. They see it as life. Yeah. So I guess I was just the brave one. And so I was thinking, so Mara, I don't know. I think in my family maybe I'm number, in terms of funny. So Shati.
Yeah, I think Shadrach is number one.
Yeah, Shadrach.
Yeah, Shadrach is number one.
Yeah, Shati is my.
Our father's name is Shadrach. It was uncle's name.
Yeah, my uncle. Shadrach house. I want Shadrach's fun for what? Also, like, it's a Limpopo thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think most Limpopo households are hilarious.
Yeah, true.
Yo, bro, it's one of the funniest
I don't know.
things.
Do you think that comes with the struggle? Okay, you once said that the funniest people are the most traumatized. Like they've experienced the worst. Like they've been through the most.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Have you experienced a lot of stuff?
No, I would say about like
I want us to get away from that type of mentality. You must struggle to succeed in certain things.
No, not
my
that.
brother. I think I'm struggling.
I can't relate to this joke.
I'm struggling. What do you mean?
What did you joke and laugh at? I was in a jacuzzi.
My brother. You press up, it's a bubble. Why don't you put that? Shut up, let's have one.
That's when people find relation. As much as it's a bad stigma and all, but yeah.
But also, I honestly don't believe that we should
struggle first.
Because I also came into the comedy industry, and a lot of people were saying that when I was much young, I studied game development, and I had a really good job immediately after study. And when I started comedy, I had a job, right? And there were a few comedians, bro. The idea of being a comedian is that you must be the struggling guy.
Yeah.
You know,
builds character.
That builds character.
I think that was
Bro.
because you took me out of context this guy.
Yeah.
Because I remember, as we say, it's more than leadership. You know, comedy requires you to have a little bit of a thick skin.
Yeah.
To be able to take certain things. Because
Yeah.
comedy is not always as smooth and clean as it is.
True.
And I find that people who have had a little bit of a life experience that's on the edge are able to take comedy as easy as
Yes.
people. I don't know, it's just
Yeah, but the comedians are not normal. It's me, I'll tell you now.
Yeah, I mean, normal.
You guys are geniuses.
Hey.
Tsitsi, what do you think?
How normal?
Yeah.
We're in an apartment, everybody's chilling here, doing something that's great. No other young people are doing this. You know, it's all about what can I do to have fun by myself. So it takes a certain type of crazy to follow your dream. Bro, do you know, I read a quote the other day, you'll pray for success, and then they'll send you discipline.
Shoot, yes.
As an answer. And then you're like, oh, you have to stop drinking.
Yeah.
You have to stop going out. You have to stop clough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why that?
That's a normal person's reaction. Never. No, I'm the best at clough. You know, like, no, bro. It is an answer to your dreams. Being insane, being absolutely flip insane.
And obsessed.
And all those things. That is the answer to your dream. And I'm not saying, and I'm not saying we'll never suffer or struggle or anything, man. I can't in the same context. I can't because I've already said to myself, or I'm gonna be somebody. I can't because they'll be right to ridicule me. Because I ridicule them for not having dreams. You understand? In my actions, maybe I might have not said it to them, but just the dare to say I'm gonna achieve that. Now I'm gonna be successful. Now I'm gonna be good looking. Now I'm going to be a good guy, or I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. That takes a certain type of dare. And
it does. It's very greatly.
It's daring.
Audacity.
Why since you're as a normal person, when I could go better than us, go minister, go soccer player, go
You've just made me realize something. I think a lot of people are afraid of dreaming, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of dreaming. And I feel like it's passed down from generation to generation. Where at least one family has that, father that wanted to achieve something, that their dreams got crushed, and the child saw that and they're like, hey, no, let me stick to the local stuff and what I know. Is he passed? He's gone. Sold my hand.
He was
here last week, but
I don't know what he shut.
That's true.
The oldest one is 200.
Even the one in the Bible. They're pushing fire.
It's 1,000 years old, living in bushback religious.
When that is shouted to us, you mentioned the issue of like you have to make it because you're sort of dead people at home. I'm doing this thing. And does it ever affect you anyhow? Like when you're going in your journey, like that pressure. I can't go back home and I can't fail. And in times where things feel like maybe they're not working, how does that hit you? Because you can't go back home and you can't say no. Does it push you negatively or does it affect you negatively? Or maybe it's a fuel to you. It makes you keep going or something.
No, because Naman, I've always been a powerful dreamer, I guess, to put it that way. Also, I've always done things with the mind process of knowing what I have to do to achieve certain things. Like, in a way, the comedic game design and an English in terms of like, the spa, the apartment, from Cape Town. So, I went from Cape Town.
Students are shocked.
And it's straight out of varsity, and it was just that mentality of like, what is the next thing that I have to do in order to achieve the next thing? Like, I don't mind. I don't mind going to wash cars. Like, I don't mind. Like, as long as it's about this thing that happened, it will get me to another place or it will get me to another place. The only thing I'm afraid of is not doing anything. So I think I just approach it that way because we pump our dream when you say, I want to be the president, man. I want to be tricky. I mean, okay, this country works, but wrong example. You say I want to be an engineer, but you don't want to do the minimal stuff. Like if you can't pass and get a bachelor's and get into a university, do a diploma or go to a Timecodes, but work your way up into grinding into and these things. It sounds like the older person is talking about.
No, you're right.
Like, no, easy.
It's so easy. After grade 9, you can go to a college and study whatever you need.
And until the point in which you are there.
Yeah.
And then once you are there, you can even tell people, hey, Wafanas, and people from your school will be like, man, I'm on Fiji grade 9. I'm a bra, Fiji.
That's when we lost most of our brothers. We went to college after grade 9.
Yeah, and they have jobs, bro.
They're driving beautiful cars.
My bra.
No.
And we're not Mr. I got 80% for LO. What's more eat to affect your bra?
No, I hear you. So there's something else I want to talk about. I want to talk about, the silence after the stage. What's the hardest part about being you when the mic goes off? Yeah, after cracking all those jokes, and I was at one of your shows. And I laughed. Yeah, I was there with SK and Keith.
I remember.
Yeah, and guys, let me tell you what was the most painful part.
Oh, people don't know. There's a whole, people there.
Yeah, there's a whole audience there.
15 guys and 2 girls. Are you guys safe, girls?
Girls, do you feel safe?
Blink twice. No, but I can tell she's busy.
Yeah, she's doing it.
No.
So, while we're at the show, right?
Yeah.
Keith is big. That's SK's manager.
Sure.
It's quite masculine. SK's also,
Yeah, shout out to SK.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the middle of the tiny one.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you three, are you a couple? And I'm like, but then we just looked at each other like, you guys are definitely a couple. We didn't even say no, we just started laughing. We're like, you guys look like we're a couple.
Yeah, you guys are too close. Too close and laughing and too nice.
But your shows are like that. You make us laugh, dog.
Yeah,
like,
appreciate.
you give us life, dog. I'm not even gonna lie about the impact that giving out there. It's a lot, dog.
Nah, I cannot.
Yeah,
but and it's good to hear that.
Yeah.
You know why it's funny?
Too soon. Too soon.
No,
too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon. But after the mic goes off, what's going on? Let's talk about that. The silence.
I mean, which part? Before when I had a kid and stuff, it used to be thinking about the next thing. I always work, what's the next joke? Like when I drive home, I usually play voice recordings of me doing stand-up and think about,
in the past.
Yes, I should have said this here. Oh, that's funny. It's a dope idea. Or listen to podcasts and stuff. Not like Nalupi.
And you're evolving.
Can I look at you, my brother? I watch TV, everybody else,
you mean too?
I have things to catch up on, I have super sport highlights,
You watch soccer?
Yeah.
What's your favorite team?
Chelsea. Chelsea and Pirates. Why?
No, Tsitsi.
Chelsea and Magani.
I'm not.
Kati, you favor am bro. Na ke mo favor lo jaba trauma.
You favor?
Man City. Hey, Man City.
Man City.
Man City.
Yeah.
Tumlo.
Coffee for life.
Tumlo 2005.
I don't watch soccer, guys.
Nah, I watch.
Is Chelsea winning?
Now we know that
You see, Man City fans, they're all the same. They're the same character.
Yeah.
They're all the same. We beat them last week.
We lost to Flamengo. In the Club World Cup. I watch like F1. I watch like a bit of sports. I watch
F1.
I watch games. I watch people play games online. I play games.
I
listen to a lot of music.
Oh, okay, dope.
I listen to a lot.
What kind of music do you listen? What's your favorite genre?
Everything, bro. But right now I'm listening to a guy called Just Sam.
Local?
Yeah, it's from the VAR. Because I live in the VAR, so there's a guy called Just Sam. Yeah, bro.
You drove all the way from the van to come see me. That's love.
That's
love.
He said no.
I saw your eyes. Your eyes are this legal. I saw your eyes. Bro, I saw your eyes. Tsitsi's eyes hit me.
I did, bro.
Thank you.
I drove all the way from the VAR.
You're trying to get the truth.
Past one toll gate.
Love you, man.
By the way, this
I wouldn't say. I don't know. Are you the funniest person in your friend group? You know, you sound like comedians.
I don't know.
That's a bit challenging.
But so I don't know, man. I
All
don't
your
think.
friends
Also, like,
comedians.
I'm too old to worry about being the funniest person in my group.
Okay,
I'm like, I'm gonna be funnier than you. Like, doesn't that sound weird? I'm the funniest guy here. I'm gonna in this whole complex. I'm funny. I'm gonna challenge you now. Yeah, I'm gonna challenge you. Joke for joke. Let's go, man.
So I just wanted to talk about like sometimes being the funniest person in the room. Do you feel like people only see the version of you that makes them laugh, but don't really see the actual you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I was funny in high school. That's how I felt. And when I heard you started in high school, teacher, I heard your stories.
Yeah, ever since I but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't want to govern what people see when they see me. I really just hope they meet me.
Yes, as you are.
You get what I'm saying? Like, maybe that day I'm sharp, maybe that day I'm busy, maybe that day I'm mad. I want to make sure is that when you experience my work, or you experience it at my best, when you experience me at my best, I want to be undeniably good at what I do.
That's beautiful.
I wish like Agnyanki Rita Casking is all Mangma Mudia, Namana, all comedians. Liver was in fine. I love them, bro. No. And even I used to run Kitchener's comedy, right? Up until like maybe like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Every single day, and I had nothing, bro. I'm telling you, I went from having everything in Cape Town, and I just decided one day, can I tell you how I moved out of my house, bro?
Talk to me.
So, there was one night that I just got paid, obviously. I was living in Cape Town, I wasn't feeling good. And I'm very like, I try to be as honest as possible about my emotions.
Okay.
I was not happy then. And I remember I was like, if I tell my landlord that I want to move, they're going to question me, and I don't want to be questioned about this. I'm sure that I feel like this. Like, have you ever had that feeling?
I know that feeling.
I'm very, before
You might be like, hey, I'm done.
And every day, we're going to do it. No.
Just everything becomes
This can't be me, you know? So like, I was having those thoughts about that job. So one day, at night, I just packed my bags. I left the apartment. They didn't know I was going to at work. I didn't tell the landlord. And I just left a note that said, keep everything that's left behind. It was a fridge and a bed. And I took all the bed sheets, obviously. Left the bed and I put it all in my car. I had an Etios at the time. I still have it. So I put everything in the boot. And I drove from Cape Town to Joburg, and I called my mom and I said, today, I can't live here anymore. And I came here and I starved, bro, for like a long time, living at home. All those things were gone, like, and it's not like the biggest struggle. So I had my family that was cool. So I was living with my parents.
So they understand because you have this degree, you know.
They had to understand because I had made my decision, you know. It wasn't about them. And luckily my dad was one of those people, like, like your dad Shadrach. When he comes here and he checks up on you guys, I can tell so like I went back home, started all over, came to Joburg. Now I was this guy in Cape Town who was getting nominations and all that stuff. Come here, now I'm grinding for sports. Luckily I had a car, so I could move around. Then I started selling like solo shows. You know, because I met up with this friend of mine called Emilio, and I was like, dog, we go to church, man.
Shout out to me.
Yeah, like there's if there's 100-seater theater here at Joburg Theater, it's called Space.Theater, right? I was like, this is 100-seater. Where now you're a human being, I'm a human being, we're doing comedy too. You don't know 50 people. You know 50 people. Then I know 50 people. If you can't sell 50 tickets for something that you call your dream, we sold 50 tickets each. The show was sold.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Then we sold them, obviously with a lot of help and family members coming there. And the show, not neighbor that we we're still at that level of comedy. You know, we're still thinking everything is funny. That you know, like they're just doing comedy.
Making jokes out of
everything. You're just making jokes. Right here, my bro. And then we started coming up. Then things started like, you know, opening up a little bit. Then people started hearing about us. We did the show in Cape Town. Plus, I had already lived in Cape Town.
And your grandmother was just watching you on TV.
And then unapologetically so. Monkey, you learn from a lot of people. Then I met Pop's sister. Right? Met Pop's sister, and she was like, yo dude, I like the way you do comedy, because now I don't like doing comedy the way everybody else was doing comedy.
Yeah, you have a very unique way of doing it.
So then I met Pops, she's like, yo, I like the way you do comedy. She invites me to Pops' birthday show. It was still at the Market Theatre. I do that. Pops
What year is this?
Yeah, my brother, I can say it was a Gaufo Mara.
19.
Oh,
okay.
We're not that different.
I can see
You
look young, man.
I am young, bro. How old do you think I am?
No, like Tsitsi, you look like in your early 20s, bro.
Really?
Yeah, you look very young.
I think, well,
Fruit juice, no?
Fruit juice.
Yeah, come on.
I see legit and I didn't know.
Do you drink?
Sometimes,
Occasionally.
yeah. Sometimes, yeah. But yeah, I do. Let me say I do. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So video that was me.
Yeah.
As Photoshop.
You guys do some dope skits, by the way.
Thank you.
Yo, those skits are dope.
I'm trying to find it.
Hey, have you guys seen their skits?
The baby girls.
Hey, that baby.
What did you guys do by running like a hotel?
Where were you guys?
That's so
I
funny.
think you guys were in Durban.
We're in Durban. This was 2 weeks ago, man. I can't find it, but
That was such a dope video, by the
let me
way.
say 2018.
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Also, you met his sister first.
I met his sister,
Okay.
and then she was interested in managing me,
Oh.
and then like, then he liked me. Then we met, and he really liked me. And I remember his birthday show. I drove him home, and then he was like, then I just became useful in his life. I was like, bro, whatever you need, I'll drive you. Whatever you need,
I
like,
think I wanna be
just put me in a place where I can have an audience that that comes to watch. And yeah, there was one of those. Then he just became like an older brother to me,
Hey,
man.
look at you guys now.
Yeah, he just became like an older brother. Then we just hung out. Then we were going through life together. Every time I'd call him, at some point I kind of lived at his house, just doing whatever. When he says do this or we need this, you are there
To operate something.
operate. Then also growing because you're learning from one of the best in the world, in my opinion, and anybody's opinion. And if your opinion is different, then protect
Unapologetic.
yeah. So, and it was just one of those things, and then we just grew very close together. I had visions about what I wanted to do in comedy. He could understand, and we just moved, bro, and
Progress.
and,
Yeah.
and so yeah, the normal story.
Yeah.
Just hard work. Like when in this Bruce, 13 years from now,
There's a vision, there's a way.
yeah. You know what is the motto to my primary school? Eureka Project School in Kadibi. So Kadibi is about home. It was when there's a will, there's a way. My brother, my life. When there's a will, there's a way. Number the crime ID. What's
I'm
that?
not going to see it.
The crime ID.
Hey,
What's that?
No,
I see my brother like enjoy it. When there's a will,
Yeah,
there's a way.
I think you're a big dreamer, but with intentional limitation.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm
If
not
it's passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, no straight.
Hey.
But if you see poverty, you will not wish it on anyone.
Yeah.
Once you
Like,
realize.
any young my brother, work hard.
Yeah, work.
Cause we are born.
When you see it, then
That's true. Hey.
Okay, talking about that.
Just because we are so cool,
That's true. That's true. Like a monkey.
so now,
Yeah, no, that's true.
and gay.
Then Tsitsi, how do you actually? You see, on days that you're not okay, but you still have to show up funny.
Yeah.
Because you're a comedian, dog. There's stuff expected of you. Sometimes people tend to forget that you're human too. You know? You go through your own seasons, and sometimes you don't feel like talking.
Yeah.
People just you're not okay, but people still want you to show up as Tsitsi.
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you deal with situations like that or environments like that?
So, okay, that's a very good question. Right?
Thank you.
I used to act.
Oh.
I used to have this facade of I'm this happy person all the time.
Yeah.
And, because it's work, on that stage, you don't care what I'm going through. Or party,
Yeah,
250, you know what's here. It's more, and especially like in the theater, and then because the highest paid people, the highest tickets.
Ah.
And then it's a poverty.
That's where we sit there.
I used to pretend to come out as all these things, but then I just realized, just respectfully approach your own emotions exactly the same way. It's still a professional thing. You still have to be funny. It's the idea that somebody came to buy to come see you for. It's not it's not gonna work. But that thing I pretend, and it got me to a point that one day I couldn't pretend and I broke. I broke and I cried, and I was just like, ooh.
On stage?
Yeah, but I've cried on a podcast.
Yeah, I saw the
podcast. I cried on stage once. I cried when I did Trevor Noah's thing, but I was just overwhelmed by how well.
That was beautiful. That was nationwide.
Yeah. That was tears of joy. And I'm on the big stage. Because I was like, wow, what an overwhelming response. Because if you listen to that set, I was talking about my life, about how I grew up. I talked about, I grew up with hard pillows, like not these soft ones.
The ones where you can't play pillow fight.
Yes, I hit somebody and they died. Like it almost happened once, Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. I almost killed my cousin.
I must have a
but the thing is the swing, and a hard pillow, it has momentum on that side.
Yeah, I was on one side.
So you can come on, and then that's how one.
What's going on? Nice looking.
No, but that's a tiny one. No. Yeah, I know. But so that type of thing, bro, I was like, I was telling that story of this is what I had to go through to be at this point. Boom, and it works out. I cry. Pops comes to me after the show and he says, "This is just the beginning. Don't think that you've made anything. This is just the beginning of your." And that was the best thing that he's ever done, because had he not, I would have celebrated. I still celebrated. That's the day, I think I lost my ex.
You lost your ex
to celebration. Yeah, after Nationwide, I didn't come home for like 2 days.
Oh, okay. We thought you died, eh?
Oh, no.
You didn't come home for 2 days?
Bro, I was wild, bro. I was
all over the moon.
And I had 20 rand. I was 20 rand. I think the money clocked the day I came home. And I was like, okay.
That's a blessing.
It's a blessing, yeah.
You could have charged all the money,
bro. I remember the money came in, but I went to Kitcheners with my friends.
Okay.
I was drinking. I even came home in a different shirt, and they had already planned to celebrate for me at home. Superstar. But those words that Pop said to me stuck with me, because after all that celebration finished, I was like, you know what? Let me return to myself, because I'm more worn. And it's funny to talk about these things now, because it's not so long ago that these things happened.
It's not.
But because of the nature of the play, that happened. And remember, because between that and this, that I'm telling you, there was COVID, where everything went down again. You understand? I just recorded my first one-man show, So Naive.
So Naive is dope, man. It's still on Showmax,
it was, I don't know, I think so.
Top dog.
No, not top dog, man. A dog, that's climbing.
His vision doesn't feel
and I still think of myself that way. I don't think I'm anywhere, close to where I want to be.
No, it's fine. We'll think ahead for you. As we see as a legend.
Ne?
Yeah, it's okay. If you can't do that, we'll do it for you.
Man, a legend dies up on
man, a legend. Tsitsi, you must. No, you must first think about if you die now, what are we going to consider you as? You see what I mean?
If I die now,
you're still alive. You're still here for a while. Don't worry.
I will multiply.
Yeah, we won't die. We multiply.
Yeah. But I mean, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm also learning how to receive those types of things, because whatever props,
yes, you don't see your own progress.
And then you end up diminishing the idea of what that person actually had. So I appreciate it.
But I want you to I still have one good thing to say.
I
know. So don't even wait to see. You say COVID happened. Do you think you'd have been somewhere way ahead if COVID didn't happen? Because
it's just difficult to say, Yeah, but it's difficult to say because I think a lot of us think that about whatever we are doing.
Yeah, I know life is unpredictable, but think about it. Like at the momentum you're moving at, do you feel like if COVID didn't happen, I'm sure.
I think so because I think the way things. I think I would have been a different because different. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that time I just released my one man.
Okay.
And whatever that would have come out with, it would have come out with. But because of COVID, then I had to rely a lot more on social media.
Yes.
Right? Which ended up making me focus on social media and grow my social media. Because that time I could sell out like a 400-seater with my small following, with my 2,000 following, I could sell out 400, right? But then after that, it blew up. Like social media blew up. I started TikTok, but I was very adamant because everybody on TikTok was doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You see that any sound?
Yeah.
Come but my video but they are sound
you know,
original like my idea was to make a video so good nobody will want to make it again or nobody will want to use myself. So like they didn't know the tissue. I don't want to TikTok man I celebrity I didn't want to I didn't. But you got 100,000 followers. How well the niggas doing one of the more?
Yeah, no. It'd be like that. That's reality.
So I didn't want that. So I wanted to keep the authenticity of comedy, of stand-up. Because remember, I come from stand-up school. Not stand-up school, but I come from that world of stand-up. But I really was fascinated about the possibilities of social media. Social media blind. Like it's powerful.
Potential there is too much.
So you see all these superstars rising, and you're like, yo. But for me, it was like if I look at my inspiration on social media is Wasabi.
I love Wasabi.
Danger. Because for me, it was about longevity. Who do I know that's been doing social media?
He was doing vines back in the day.
You understand? Yeah. Who do I know that has been doing social media for longer than 5 years and is still doing social media and still doing like dope things in social media? And that was the only thing that was in my mind in terms of, I need to know that this thing is gonna last because I don't wanna pop and then
in the future
and then die on social media and then die in real life in terms of like I'm not relevant anymore.
Okay. So you seem to have a very good relationship with vulnerability.
But
you know, a lot of men express themselves like that. You know, it's like we live in a time where right now, you know, it's not very.
My sister, my sister, I don't share my sister.
Yeah.
These days, the rata Baba emotionally blocked off. Or what mutu let you eat.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them guys just soft, imagine.
Now ask the guys. That's when they cry.
Yeah, when was the last time you cried?
My father's funeral.
How long
When
ago
was it?
7 years.
7 years. So, cause niggas cry in bulk, you know? It's kind of man, dumb people.
5 years.
Yeah, but and I'm sorry about that, but it's I think it's time for us to. I mean, it's an emotion.
It's normal. It's human.
It's a sign of a human being. You know. Obviously, don't cry everywhere.
Yeah. Don't cry loud. Tell me not to cry loud.
As a potato, ukasunola fena. When I'm looking at the year before tomorrow, I'm going to route the water, my calendar.
Yeah, my calendar was feeling yeah.
And then
I get it. Well,
no.
I don't have to cry because you're making it easy for us to cry too.
Yeah.
If I cry one day while we're shooting, I'll just say I'm Tsitsi Gets.
Really, you've heard it before. That's okay.
It's okay. It's okay to cry.
Come on.
Because niggas end up on the rope, you know?
Yeah, true.
Niggas end up on the rope and then they write their feelings and then they're spelling there. Like, you can't even articulate your feelings. You put out before. So cry, dog. Otherwise you're gonna find you on that rope, bro.
Yeah,
you're gonna find you.
love.
Because this world doesn't care about your feelings, bro. So,
Yeah.
but when I don't care about the world, cry, bro.
And it's Men's Mental Health Month, you know, yeah. So that's a good message. That cry, like
Yeah,
all out.
cry, dog.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
Hey, and Tsitsi, do you think comedy helped you heal or hide?
Heal
Yeah, or hide.
or hide.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
I think comedy is an extension of me,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So whatever it is what I am. So I don't think I didn't wake up who my brother. It's one hundred
Yeah.
Specifically.
Have you ever been approached by I know you're talking about me. Have you had a situation like that?
No, because I say it. I say who the person is.
Okay.
The only thing that ever happened is that I had this girl once. She lives in America. She's American.
Okay.
And you know, we had a very weird situation between us.
Okay.
And then she had to move back, and then she did this podcast, and she made me a person I'm not. You know, she had to go through. Actually, let me tell you,
Okay.
she had to go through an abortion.
Ooh.
Not had to, but she wanted it. And she asked me, but she was telling me that she's doing it. And honestly, it's not my body, so I don't have a say in whatever. But then, one time I mentioned, if it was my choice, I wouldn't. Because I'll just figure out a way to raise the child. And then she was very angry at me saying that. But I was like, it's your choice. So if you say this is what you want to do, I'm 100%, you know, supportive of that. But if it was according to me, you know, but a child is a blessing. So that was, I'm coming from those indoctrinations. And I explained to her that I come from a family or people that, but if you want to do it, perfect. Not perfect, but you know, it's perfect. The situation is weird. I'm thinking about it like perfect. Do it. But yeah, so there was a only situation where I don't think I've ever spoken about that one, even in high, like even like subliminally.
Yeah.
But she spoke about, she even started doing stand-up in America.
Oh.
And she, you know, that was and I guess maybe that was her way of healing. You know, I think also mine is just a way of being heard by myself to also recontextualize my issues and make them make sense to me. So when I make a joke about it, I also hear it. Oh, okay. And then you also relate to other people.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in fabricating things or talking about things that I don't understand. Because
That's so fun.
I just talk about things that happen to the normal human being, you know, like it could happen to you, man. Are you sexually active?
Yeah.
It could happen to you, you know.
It's such a weird answer.
Ask him.
I'm sure you thought back to your so those are the things that I guess the gems in my life.
Okay, do you ever laugh at your own jokes?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Hey.
Though I only write things that make me laugh.
How you are?
Yeah, like I don't know, everybody has, I don't know.
Yeah, that inner voice.
Everybody, no, me, I have gang, bro.
You have gang?
Yeah, it's like insinuation is right here, bro. There's a guy that's never moved out of Limpopo. He's still here. There's a guy that moved to Joburg.
This is the one taking you to move forward.
There's a guy that lived in Cape Town. There's a guy that travels the world. He's in here. There's other groups that don't know what they're doing.
Okay, actually, I'm finding that very interesting.
Right?
So there's a guy there that still lives in Limpopo.
In my head.
Is he the one that's driving you forward? The one that reminds you what back home means for you?
Yeah, I can do what my dear.
Oh, okay.
And then
That's
sometimes it's just another one will just say something and I'm like, hey man, what are you? But there's a lot of there's a lot of guys and maybe a girl in there. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, well, I don't. There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Lots and lots and lots of people. Sometimes I even find new people. I walk sometimes in the streets of my brain. Hey, so I think I channel. I love their perspectives.
Yeah.
And
That's what makes
it sometimes some of them are old, sometimes some of them, like Wholesome Father is a guy that lives in my head. It's just like, hello, baby, like
It comes out sometimes.
yeah, like the day I did it, I was driving home. I was driving home from YFM. Remember the day I was driving home from YFM, and then I opened my TikTok and I started writing about giving myself a chance. Then after that, Wholesome Father just came, and I'm like, you imagine I had a sugar, like I was, and then it was about a guy who's wholesome at home, but tries to cheat for the very first time. That was the first.
That's where
it
the
was
concept came from.
a guy who's trying to cheat for the very first time, but he keeps on messing it up with his side and talk about his wife. So he'll be like, I miss you, I miss my wife, I miss my wife. Get our phone and a date. Right? That was the first one. Then it just kept on coming.
That's because of funny, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, so also, do you ever feel like it's difficult or people, you're funny?
Sure.
Yeah, so do you feel like some people don't take you seriously when time comes and you're trying to be serious, but people still expect you, like, you're looking for that fun, you're like, hey, but I'm actually serious,
Yeah, I think it does happen, but in my life it's okay because I can take that as a strong personality.
Yeah.
But in business, it's happened a lot, and all those people, most of them have lost out on really cool business things. Because I'm a designer at heart. Like I like to mix things and make things like happen. I like to make new things from things that already exist, so that it feels familiar even though it's new.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have lost. Hey, what's up, and she has lost out. Went to village today,
Teach you now.
I'm sitting in an apartment in a secret location with 17 other people
Sleeping here.
Yeah, doing wait, what?
The crew made up for you upstairs. The dinner is.
You see, and also like receiving whatever it is, appreciation from you, which I really do appreciate, and I hope you guys know that I really do appreciate all this, and that doesn't come from nowhere. Even if it was one person, I'd appreciate that.
Sure.
I I'm sure, but you know, brother.
Yeah, it's grateful, yeah.
Why not for second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why boss? Why boss?
Oh, the toxic. And then we let
So Tsitsi, what is being enough for you at this stage in your life, you know? What is that, let's paint up that environment, you know, like you thinking about yourself and considering yourself as, you know, I'm enough. What does that space look like?
I'm not so for money. I don't want to also find you
figuring that out.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
That's the beauty of
I
that.
would like to, not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That one I'm also trying to figure out. But Namuna, I'm addicted to the idea of finding new things.
Okay.
So I'm always chasing.
Curious.
Not chasing, curious.
Yeah.
I'm always curious. So even if, let's say, like last year, I was like my dream has always been to do the little theater. Did it last year, and I was like, what now?
Boom.
I did it last year. I was like, what now? So I'm like, let me do it again. Because last year, I wanted to sell out, but it was about 70-80% sold.
Okay,
so I was like, this year I want to sell out, right?
Yeah.
But then I tried to sell it out. But I got hit by this, mental breakdown. And so then I postponed the show because I want to give them the best version of me. Because most of the shows that I've done have taken so many years to prepare. This one has taken about 2 years to prepare. The one I want to do now.
Okay.
But
2 years.
2 years, yeah. So
Do
now,
you write your own everything?
Yeah. But this one This one, bro, I want it to make sense. I want it to be a one-man show. I don't want to work on it by myself. I want it to have a reason. I want when somebody sees that to be introduced to me, because all those things I was doing because of bucket list stuff. Like So Naive was a bucket list. It was, but now I want it to have intention. I want to say, when I step on the stage and someone listens to the show, it must be about a specific thing, not necessarily just going there to tell jokes for now.
Yeah, intentional limitation.
Yes, I wanna cut out even the funniest jokes so that I say something that matters to the show.
Someone or
not to someone, to the show, to me.
Okay.
And also like for me, I write where I'm at. So if I don't feel like because I was writing a lot of things about when my dad died as well in 2020. 2022. Yeah,
even you.
Yeah, my dad passed away. My biological father.
Yeah.
And before that, there was a lot of father hatred stuff. And then he passed away, and I had a lot of reflection. So now I want to grow out of that, and I'm a father myself now.
Yeah.
So the idea of being a father, or present father, or fatherhood, or any of those things has changed. So I felt like a lot of the material I was doing was also still coming from that perspective, and I was like, I'm not this person anymore. I don't hate my father anymore, and he knows
that's
that.
Beautiful, man.
I don't hate him. I actually understand why deadbeats become deadbeats now, because I'm a father myself. I'm not of running away. I'm like,
come on.
I'm like, no,
Do you remember the post that I showed you that what's that Jacob Zuma's son?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post that was something you're saying now. There's 3 stages of a father-son relationship. We talked about.
Yeah, we did.
And he said the first stage is idolizing. When your father is a superhero, he can jump, he can fly. He's big. He's bigger than everyone's father.
Yeah.
And then you get to the second stage where you judge him a lot because you're cautious. You see his mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he's not a perfect person anymore. And then you get to the third stage where you get in his shoes as a father or as an adult. You may not say, oh, that was good, but he did me. Like, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you just understand it.
You understand it better.
So I don't want to say things I don't mean anymore. But if you watch the clips of when I used to mean it, that I meant it, So now,
at that time,
it's a different approach. I mean, I still do believe in certain things about those kinds of things, but like, it's just now from I miss me with that stuff, you know.
Yeah, straight.
Man, can I talk about really? Man, not, you know. Even though he was not there for us, you know, but hey, man.
No, shout out.
He went through his human beings too. So shout out to you and rest in peace, Tsepo.
So,
It's like
who are you shouting out to?
to my stepdad.
Oh, stepdad. Oh, nah, okay. Oh,
He's very
okay. Yeah, you talk to stepdad a lot, man. He sounds like a very great man.
Yeah, man.
that's
He's stronger, man. He has to be. Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, Tsitsi, I forgot to tell you. Hey, Tsitsi, you know I spent like hours and days trying to pronounce your surname. Chiumya.
Yeah.
Chiumya.
Chiumya,
The
yeah.
I is silent.
The I is silent.
It sounds very.
It
man.
sounds Asian.
Asian, yeah. I was like, Chiumya. I don't know. I was like, introduce
Yeah. So, okay, let me explain. So, I have my stepdad's surname.
Okay. It's from Malawi.
But no, the surname is from Malawi.
Okay.
My stepdad is born here. His father is from Zambia via Malawi.
Oh.
So his family, the surname comes from there. He moved to Zambia.
Oh.
They moved here. He met my grandmother. They had a child called Chiumya. That's my dad. That's my stepdad. He met my mom when I forgot how old I was, but I was alive. Definitely alive. So they met, and I was involved. So he raised me. I never knew. I knew my only other father was my grandfather, and him. So
shout out.
so then I met my dad much later in my life.
Shout out to you. Shout out to him, not you.
Yeah,
shout out to
the child, Chiumya.
Yeah.
That's my hero.
Nah, he's a great man.
That's my
bro. So Tsitsi, we're about to wrap up.
Yeah.
So if you could talk to the version of you right now that's just standing out hungry for validation, what would you say? We're in the future now. He's probably
I mean, I think part of, I'm still kind of that person as well, but I'm less of him. But if I could talk to the first version of me, is to savor those moments.
Yes.
Because I spent a lot of time chasing and forgot to like celebrate that
also.
But now there's no space to do all these things because it's really kind of cool to not be known sometimes. I'm not saying I'm known everywhere, but sometimes it does get in the way where you're like, ooh, I wish I wasn't known so I could do that. Or, you understand? Not to like a rot, so like, Mubali, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, like there's some things that you wish you could do that you can't do because someone's on a take a video or something like that. Also, there's certain things I never got to appreciate when they were happening. Certain experiences I just walked past because I was like, no, I want to be the greatest out there. We are going that way. We are going that even like you just rush through moments, you rush through people.
Yeah.
You don't even get to know certain people.
True.
Because when you're focused on that, you don't chill with family. So I just tell him to savor more moments, and I just tell him to be more confident in himself, because to be less of a people pleaser. Because I feel like sometimes when I please about you, how about you that you become less honest, you know?
Yeah, true.
Like I don't like them because I don't want them. I don't want to wear glasses, you know, but they look good on you know. But I will do stuff like I just, validate everybody just so you can be accepted. And not everyone should be your friend.
True.
Certain people I don't think should have been my friends. That's it. And also, Panak, I will also tell him this is the most important thing. I think I'll tell him this. I'll tell him, you are doing a good job and you're enough, boys.
Yes.
You understand? Don't worry about you're enough, boys. Yeah. So Fiki Elshi, we didn't have enough one. Creativity.
No, I can explain it, Tsitsi. Okay, Maria, sure. It's fine.
Yeah.
So Tsitsi, also what would you say to a man that feels like he's failing in life and he
Kill yourself. Get out. Finish the job.
He's busy there. It's like,
talking here.
What would you say to a man that feels like, he's not enough, or, he feels like he's fading and healing
Then
his life?
then he probably isn't enough.
What should we do about it?
Get his power.
Yes.
You should make yourself strong, so you feel strong enough to say, I am enough.
So we continue serious.
No, but that's a bar, though. That's a bar.
Take yourself.
Sometimes words of motivation aren't enough.
Like, no, that's not gonna tell you really enough.
You need to have something.
Then you're probably right.
Yeah.
You're the one saying that you're not enough.
Yeah.
You are probably right. You are right. You are actually right. You should listen to that and say, I'm not enough. Maybe let me go do something that makes me feel like I'm enough. Go find out what that is and do it, because that's what other men are doing. And that's why they're enough. Because they are not enough. You get what I'm saying? Go to therapy, go talk to other gents, go do something about it. Don't just say, I feel like I'm not enough.
Yeah.
What will it take for me to be enough? Now you're stressing your girl, you're stressing your you're stressing us. You know, when I'm teaching a little bright, so you go to a display,
This one must be prepared.
You get what I'm saying? So, fix yourself, man.
Wait, how's therapy going?
It's great.
I'm gonna try it.
Bro, trust me. Yeah, it's great, bro. Therapy is dope. Obviously, we sensationalize it, but go there for the right reason. Don't just. I'm probably, as a kid, my parents used to send me to therapy because I was weird. They sent me to like 36 therapists before I was 80. And then I didn't believe in therapy. And I even went to a hospital, I even went to a case to try and fix my brain. I couldn't. After my dad passed, I went to a case. I've never found, and I never believed in therapy. I never even used to. I just said it because everyone was saying it was say. But now I feel like I went to therapy for the right reasons now. Because I really wanted to be myself. Not that I wanted to better myself, to be better. I just wanted to be myself. I just lost myself to a point at which I was smoking a lot of weed. I was drinking a lot. That's not me, bro. I'm a runner, bro. I run.
Yeah,
I smoked a lot of weed. I was doing weird stuff,
Yeah.
And I just decided, let me go there. Not for my son, not for my partner, not for anybody. I went there, I spoke about myself, bro. It was nice. Bro, like, you know when you're selfish, like, that person is paid to listen about me. You know?
Actually,
about me. And they can't complain. I'm perfect to you. Wait, God, what the hell?
I'm perfect to you.
I'm joking. I just went there I vented, bro, and it's nice. I didn't go to therapy to better myself for nobody. I went there. The next day, I stopped drinking. I went on my journey to start stopping drinking or to minimize it. To stop. I completely cut out weed. And like 5 days later, after stopping weed, bro, I woke up myself. I laughed.
You feel it, you know?
You laugh at a joke because you find it funny. Because weed makes you complacent. You're like, I'll laugh tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. So yeah.
Shoot. For me. I'm gonna give it a try. But in closing, Tsitsi, we're not gonna take too much of your time.
No. I just looked at my watch.
We have to go to that place.
I know, but also remember Sneaks, eh?
Yeah, I know. But we have to.
I saw this guru just going. About to corrupt now, eh?
And remember, you and I have to go to that other place.
Yeah, we have to go.
The secret location.
Another PPT.
And a very, very private location. Yeah. So since in closing, you make people laugh at everything and all, right? But what do you want to be remembered as when the mic is off?
Somebody who was not afraid to be themselves, even though it was bad.
Before we wrap up, we got you something young.
Word of the day.
Why are you saying the word of the day? Can you please just...
Word of the day for the gents. Get circumcised, my feet.
The one that's confecting you. Look at them.
You don't play. It works better, boys. Trust me.
Is this for like we're gonna bring to you?
A flower.
For your home.
That's cool.
Yes, we do want to get you flowers, but your plant.
Yeah,
It's
the plant. Yes,
yes. The one that you can
This thing alive.
No, it's pretty much alive.
Kasungu.
I don't know, man. This is just a personal experience.
Thank you, man.
There's something about you, man. It's like, I don't know, grace follows you. Like, your success feels very personal for all of us, even though we don't know you.
Yeah.
And dude, big things are gonna come your way, man.
Amen.
They already have, but like more are coming.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, grace, man.
Thank you, man. I love your aura. I love everybody you had here.
Yeah.
And Skachava, whatever it is, Skachava, Panaka.
Yeah.
But over there, I look at 200 and more, but it's 200 you didn't have. So thank you for the flowers. I really didn't appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
got you, Tsitsi.
This is a dope ass podcast. People say I look like a lot of people, but I think I look like you.
You found your father, Chief. You found your father, Chief.